What's up, everyone? Today we're going to have a very simple project. We need to finish cleaning up the pistons. Now, I have soaked these almost every single day for about 15 to 20 minutes and then cleaned them up here and there, and it still hasn't gotten very clean. You still have a lot of carbon buildup on the top of these pistons. So we're gonna have to resolve it. Now, normally a lot of this stuff would have been, I would have brought it to a machinist, and that is where the most of the cost would have been. But with just the overall state of this engine, I probably would have just cored it out. But the amount of time and effort we've put into this block has saved us a lot of money. Matter of fact, it probably would have cost me 4 times as much if I had just replaced the engine. And we would have to have torn it apart and replaced all the gaskets anyways to be able to get the horsepower, bumped up. So we are going to use Tony's method on cleaning these pistons. I got one pretty good. I still need to clean in the actual ring grooves, and I really don't think it will take too long. But like he was saying, you just break one of these things in half. They are just, super easy to break. That's why they come apart so easily. Anyways, what we have over here is our headers are in this box. That's the only thing that's in that box. We have our heads sitting and wrapped. They're already cleaned. The crankshaft is all set. The engine is going to be swapped out with one of Tony's cores. And then what we have inside the box, well, we have our carburetor, which we already rebuilt. And then we have new oil pump, water pump, bearings, gaskets, you name it, it's in here. Pretty much, except for a few things here and there. New GoPro stuff so that I can do a little bit better footage on the trip down. The only thing that I didn't clean up was this flex fan. I just don't have the time to. I'll clean it when I get back up and make it look nice. What else? Oh yeah, it's all the way down to even just having every single part of the engine either wire brushed or, like for example, the rocker arms I bead blasted with glass beads, and they look almost brand new. Have a little bit of wear where the actual push rods were and everything, and where it was hitting the valves, but really not bad. Yeah, we have new honing stones for Tony's tool down there, and we can get that resolved. Get a nice clean hone on it. I mean, I even sandblasted these and painted them. So I've done a lot. Basically what would normally take me, a month of slowly and methodically going through everything, I did it in a week. And is it my best job ever? No, but I think it's going to be all right. I think we'll be fine. Like I said, if all things being different, I probably would have gone ahead and just cored this out. But oh, and I still need to order new engine mounts. So once everything's said and done, I will do a breakdown of what the overall costs were. But let's get to that point first. Now, next step, let's go ahead and clean up these pistons and get them bagged. And I have been spraying each one of them with a little bit of industrial silicone spray. That way they don't, you get everything nice and clean. You don't get any corrosion on it. But yeah. Oh, and I don't know if I already said this or not, so forgive me if I'm repeating. The pistons were so dirty that I went ahead and soaked them like almost every single day for 15 to 20 minutes. And last night I'm like, well, we don't have much time left. We got to get it done. So I ran them through the dishwasher. And next is just hit them with this. But yeah, the dishwasher didn't clean them as good as I was hoping. So, or as well as I was hoping. Anyways, the proper use of a dishwasher, I'll tell you. Anyways, let's go ahead and get these cleaned up with this wire brush. One thing I haven't mentioned so far was when I'm cleaning this up with the actual wire brush, I'm not putting any real pressure on it. I'm just letting the wire brush do the work for me. So just kind of keep that in mind. You don't want it to, mar the heck out of it. And then we just want to get all this grime out, just like how you see I'm doing right there. And it's really, really nasty. But we don't want to leave that stuff in there, so make sure you do this. It really does help, though, having it soak, so it makes this stuff more just grime than a hardened carbon buildup. So another way you could also, I know Tony likes to clean things with gasoline. You can also use a little bit of that seafoam. Put a little bit in there, let it soak a little bit. It helps a lot. So let's go ahead and let's knock these things out. Just like that. So something I'm trying to do to make sure that we keep everything nice and safe, so we don't want to hit the sides of these pistons with the wire brush. They have grooves set into them to hold the oil as it's going up and down. So what I'm doing for just at these areas right here is, once again, you want to be as gentle as possible. I'm using the sides of the actual brush and I'm just knocking them off. That just makes my life a little easier. I'm not using the actual face of the wire brush against this surface, only the top, which cleaned up very nicely. And it doesn't knock any of the actual like machining marks out of it. So I don't think you're going to have any problems with it at all. I would still use a fairly rough, or a very soft set of brushes, which is pretty much all of them. So let's go ahead and finish cleaning these up. All right, guys, then make sure you do a little bit of parts washer on it. And one thing that works great, if you can find them, there's these little machinist brushes here, and you can use that for cleaning your surface. They're great to have. So I'm going to go ahead and do this 7 more times or whatever. I don't know how many I've done so far, but it's pretty straightforward. Make sure that you're using, you know, the softest touch you can just to knock off the carbon, and just scrape the crap out from in between. So let me go ahead and finish up the rest of them, and I'll be right back. Well, guys, that's pretty much all I have for you today. Just remember to be gentle with the actual brush. You're not trying to take metal off. I find that the broken side actually cleans a little bit better than the regular machine side. I'm putting them all in packages. You know, I scrubbed them best I could. I just don't want to get grime and back into the actual piston. So also it'll allow me to put them all in one box, and they're less likely to bounce around and hurt each other. One other thing I did do is I went for a quick ride, and I found a set of valve covers off of a 318 generator, and they're way better than what I have, but I don't know how well they're going to work, whether they're just going to work for this trip or if they're going to work, period. But I know I want to get a nice set of valve covers. I just trying to keep my budget a little light right now, and because I still have like 300 and some odd dollars for just the renting of the vehicle, and then gas. You know, I'm not really going to figure that into the overall budget, because you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't, you know, drive 3,200 miles round trip to build and dyno an engine in a budget build. But yeah. So I'm not going to buy a couple things I wanted to do to the engine just for dressing up, because I got to be conscious of my spending. But yeah, like I said, just take your time, relax, and enjoy. You know, have a beer, not too many beers, because this is still dangerous. You don't want to lose your finger in one of those. That'd make a terrible story. I have one last part to clean, and then when I get back, I know I'm gonna probably go and visit a couple of salvage yards, kind of take it a little bit low on the energy level, and although I really love going to those salvage yards, I wish I could take almost all of them home. Almost all of them. Some of them can stay there. Anyways, oh yeah, and I'll take some time next week to clean up the garage a little bit. But we can't dilly-dally too long. I still want to get to be able to drive this car by the end of the summer. And we're not really too far off. Like I said, we need the torsion bar cross member needs to be replaced, and we'll probably replace the torsion bars. A little bit of suspension, you know, to fiddle with it. Not trying to make it reinvented right now. Right now, it's just a matter of getting it to drive. And I'll probably keep the 904 on for now because I need to find a drive shaft and a few other things to get the 727 to work with it. So, food for thought. Anyways, I hope you guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Stay out of trouble and keep it shiny side up.